Hi everyone, my turn to do one of these book reviews today. Now it might come as a shock to some of you, but I've not really read that many books during lockdown, in between work and having to punch little old ladies for the last toilet roll in Tesco. I do, however, have quite the back catalogue of books I have read, so I'm going to go through some older works, explain a little bit what they're about and why I like them. They're not in any particular order, we'll just go through them as they sit on my shelf. A Cheesemonger's History of the British Isles by Ned Palmer. Now, full disclosure, I've not finished this one yet. It's still on my to-read pile and I've only got as far as the Middle Ages. But I've liked what I've read so far so much, I'm putting it on this list straight away. Now, A Cheesemonger's History of the British Isles is, well, just that. It's the history of Britain told via cheese. Now that sounds a bit odd, but think about it. All these different cultures, the Romans, the Saxons, the Normans, and so on, they all have different tastes, different technologies, different thoughts about food, and that applies to their cheese as well. So this is the same history lesson that you know, but with an added twist. Now, what I like about it so far, anyway, is that for every chapter there's roughly 3 sections. There's the straight-up history, so names of kings and emperors, dates, places, that kind of stuff. Then there's a discussion about the cheeses of that different culture and how they differ. And finally, there's anecdotes of the author's own experiences in the cheese industry and explaining what cheeses you can find today that would match that particular time period and culture. So for instance, when they talk about Roman army cheese, there's an example of modern cheese you can go out and buy and have a taste of something very similar to what a Roman soldier would have had. So it's history and cheese. What's not to like? Mythos, The Greek Myths Retold, by Stephen Fry. Now, I'll be honest, I was a little bit sceptical about this one. Do we really need another book about ancient Greek mythology? The answer is, of course, yes, surely we do. Now, Mythos is now in a 3-part series. There's the first, Mythos, which covers the ancient Greek gods, how they came into being, some of their adventures, some of their interactions with each other, with the Titans, with mortals, that kind of thing. The follow-up, Heroes, covers the Greek heroes, so Perseus, Theseus, the Minotaur, that kind of thing. And Troy came out this year and of course focuses on the Trojan War. Why do I like it? Well, it's Stephen Fry. How can you not like it? But really, he's an excellent storyteller. So when he's describing these very complicated subjects of the gods and the Olympians and the Titans and all their backstories and all of their interactions, he makes it easy. You don't need to know anything about Greek mythology, but you can pick up Mythos, or Heroes, or Troy, and just get straight into it. You also get a little bit of Stephen Fry, the QI presenter, in here. As well as his particularly funny and amusing spin on these old legends, he also explains why they're relevant to us today, often going into detail about words that we use constantly that stem directly from these myths. The Time Traveller's Guide to Medieval England, by Ian Mortimer. So, The Time Traveller's Guide to Medieval England is another one of those that does exactly what it says on the front cover. It's a travel guide, just like this is a travel guide. Only this one is for the 14th century. It lists places to stay, things to do, places to go, what to eat, what not to eat, who was in charge, what customs to follow, what clothes to wear. Everything you would want to know if you were to actually time travel back to the Middle Ages. Now, I love this book. My copy's fallen to pieces so many times I've read it. It's a living history event on a page. All the sights and smells and tastes we try to conjure up at our shows, it's all in here. Now, it's part of a 4-part series. There's Medieval England, Elizabethan England, Restoration Britain, and just come out is Regency Britain. So if there's anything you like about our shows, you'll like it in here as well. The Odyssey, translated by Emily Wilson. So, The Odyssey. It's the story of the ancient Greek hero Odysseus, and how after spending 10 years fighting at Troy, he has to spend another 10 years trying to get home, with cannibals and giants and monsters and witches and even the gods themselves trying to stand in his way. And really, it's just a good adventure. You can come back to it time and time again, and people have, for thousands of years. This is the adventure that spawned all the others. There are lots of different versions available, but I've chosen this one by Emily Wilson. As with Mythos, she takes a very complicated, very old story and puts it into plain, simple, modern English, so that anyone can pick it up and get straight into it. Crusaders, by Dan Jones. Crusaders is a new history of the Crusades, starting with the first in 1096, then moving on through all of the Middle Eastern Crusades, then on into Northern Europe, Spain, and into the conquest of the Americas. As well as a chronological account, he also discusses what it actually means to be a crusader and what a crusade actually is, both in medieval terms and modern. Now, as with the other authors we've discussed here, Jones is an excellent storyteller. He uses historical accounts and sources along with his own input to create a really vivid description of what's going on. You can actually see Sigurd the Viking leaving Jerusalem, his ship decked with treasure. You can visualise Margaret of Beverley defending the walls with nothing but a slingshot and a cooking pan. It's an excellent account of what went on. So, that was 5 books I particularly enjoyed and thought you might enjoy. How about the other way round? Is there anything you think we would like? Please let us know. Thank you for watching.